99X, same as it ever was. It's Barnes and Leslie. We are your Morning X.
Hey, just a friendly reminder to sign up at 99x.com for the Morning X $1,000 show quiz showdown. Your chance to win some cash.
I'm going to do everything I can to make this one as easy as can be because I thought the last one was crazy easy. We all did.
Maybe we should just say, what are our names?
Yes. Fill in the blank. blank. Yeah. Okay, so when the next one comes up, you have to sign up, though, because we'll reach out to you. You can't just call in. Mm-hmm. It's a legal thing because we're going to hopefully give you money. So go to 99x.com. Couple, weird conspiracy things out in the universe that I wanted to address because they're super interesting. One of them is the whole thing with iPhone and Android.
Yes.
And if you speak to Android people like I do, because you're Android.
I'm Android.
Our producer Brad is Android, and we text all the time. We have jumped off of it. They did put an update out, but just for those that don't, I'm going to play a quick clip of, we had Nikki Main on from Daily Mail earlier in the week who explained it. She's their science editor at Daily Mail, and she's been deep in it. She can sum up, basically very quickly what's going on. Have a listen.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really big issue right now, especially as cybercrime is going, it's just increasing. The recent hack by the Chinese-based cyber group is called Salt Typhoon, and they actually accessed about 8 telecom carriers, including AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and can really, it can impact your information, and they can steal your data. They can, actually steal your personal information, which can lead to them getting access to your bank accounts. I mean, this is a really serious issue that we're seeing right now.
So we're back live. So then Apple addressed it, and they came out with a new update. Now, that update is out, and it might not have pushed immediately. Go into your updates and see if you have it there. It's 18.2.
That's pretty quick,
I believe.
Maybe
they were already working on it, but here's the thing. So it corrects this whole problem as far as the communication between an Android and an iPhone, but you need to go in and turn on a setting, Android people. So just real quick, Les, let's see if you can find it, because I just tried to text you and I'm still getting green.
Where do I look, though? I went to notifications.
You go to open Google Messages. At the top right on your profile picture, you hit Message Settings. And then there should be something that says RCS Chats.
Yeah, I can't find that.
We'll do it later. And then turn RCS Chats on. So you have to basically turn it on so you can speak to the iPhone in an encrypted way.
Okay.
So Google it if you don't know how to do it.
Help me with this later.
But this whole thing, I mean, they think that they're getting messages and they're getting into your phone and getting all this other data. So, and the second thing is this whole drone thing going on in New Jersey. Are you following this?
I saw that there's like 180 sightings a day. Is that true?
For like 3 weeks.
Yeah, and can I admit something when I first saw the story?
What?
I thought of Barnes Creative Services because you do drone stuff. And I was like, I wonder if Barnes is behind this.
No, Barnes Creative Studios. I have flown up there before, but here's the thing. I know a lot about drones. We were one of the first companies to use drones in the early 2010-ish. With hotels and video production and stuff like that. Back then, you couldn't really track anything. Now it's all tracked. So these drones, people are saying that they're the size of small cars. So in the early days, the drones were really big. So one of the ones in our fleet was as big as my wingspan. And that's because it had to carry a heavy load. So I have long arms. I'm tall. My wingspan is probably, 6 feet. That's how wide it was.
Well,
so it's like you're
what's your
flying an aircraft.
perspective on this?
I don't know how these drones could be flying and people not know where they're coming from because they have to land eventually. So they're coming off supposedly some aircraft carrier or something, and they're all going out. Why can't they track when it starts running out of battery? Why can't they track it back?
And what I don't understand is the FBI is saying, quote, doing all we can do to figure out what's going on. What?
Here's a couple of clips of audio. So here's a pilot on approach. I believe this was in New Jersey, and he's talking about seeing them. And these things, they don't sound like drones like the zzz. They sound like an airplane. I mean, almost like a military airplane. But here's a little bit of, these are some pilots on an approach.
Is there any military activity out straight ahead of us?
No, we're not seeing anything. I had another one report at like 30,000 feet in the Eugene area. We're not sure what it is.
Yeah, there's lots moving out there.
1506, yeah, they're looking into it.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy. There was some at 30 probably. I mean, they're shooting way up. We'd say maybe up to the 50s, it looks like. Is there traffic actually out about our 2 to 3 o'clock, about, 20, 30 miles?
No, is that?
And these are low. So those they're talking about are high. So maybe they're at all levels, but we're not talking about 1 or 2. There's a lot of them. There was a girl on a track in New Jersey running, and she flipped on her phone, aimed 2 different directions, and you can see them clear as day. They look like a triangle, and they're just right. I mean, not that high at all.
Did you see what the Pentagon came out and said?
Well, and here's why they said it. So this is a congressman in New Jersey named Jeff Van Drew, and this guy thinks that he 100%. I mean, listen to the confidence. He speaks of what's going on.
They've launched drones. Is everything. I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off. I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones. Is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. Now, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know. It could have been some really glorified hobbyists that were doing something unbelievable. They don't have the technology. But let's pretend that's possible. The third possibility was somebody, an adversarial country, doing this. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology in order to go forward. The sources I have are good. They can't reveal who they are because they are speaking to me in confidentiality. These drones should be shot down. Whether it was some crazy hobbyist that we can't imagine or whether it is Iran, and I think it very possibly could be, they should be shot down. We are not getting the full deal, and the military is on alert with this.
How dumb does this make us look? So what did the Pentagon say?
They are shooting this down, but people in the state are saying, hey, we need a stronger response. And I guess they all met behind closed doors a couple of days ago with Homeland Security, and there's still nothing. Maybe they just don't want to alarm people.
But they're alarming us by not telling us.
By not saying anything. No, I completely agree.
How could they not know? They're so loud that you can hear it in your house. I was talking to Cubby. We used to do a podcast with a guy named Cubby. He hosts the #1 show in New York City. And I spoke to him yesterday. I said, have you seen these? Because he lives in New Jersey. He's like, every night. They show up and they're flying around. They're not doing anything crazy. They're just there.
Where's Elon with Starlink? I mean,
the Chinese are getting in our text messages. We've got, this guy says, Iran floating drones, but for what reason?
I don't know.
This is crazy. Can you imagine every time you go outside, there's just drones? It's not Amazon.
We need answers.
It's really weird that the Pentagon, the FBI,
Homeland Security,
nobody knows what the hell's going on. Is it some little Beavis flying this huge ass drone around? And they don't look recognizable for many of the manufacturers that I've seen. It's just really strange. Keep your eye on it. There's some weirdness
I'm scared.
out in the atmosphere.
The Morning X with Barnes and Leslie.
That's what it's all about, Trey. The f*** is he talking about?
Weekdays 6 to 10. 99X.